You ever look at that jar of old coins sitting on your dresser? Most people don't give it a second thought. They see a bunch of loose change, maybe a few weird-looking quarters from their grandpa, but here's the thing I've learned after all these years at the pawn shop. Sometimes, one of those coins can be a lottery ticket in disguise. You might have a piece of metal in your pocket right now that's worth more than your car. It sounds crazy, I know. But it happens more often than you think. People walk into my shop every day with things they think are junk, and sometimes they walk out with a life-changing amount of cash. The real treasure hunt isn't out on some deserted island. It's in the bottom of your purse, in an old coffee can, in the garage, or tucked away in a dusty drawer. The problem is, most people have no idea what they're looking for. They think any old coin must be worth something, but that's where they go wrong. It's not about how old a coin is. It's about what makes it special. I've seen coins from the Roman Empire that are worth less than a nice dinner, and I've seen coins from the 20th century that are worth millions. The key is knowing the difference, and that's the secret I'm going to share with you. Think about it like this. Millions of pennies are made every single year. They're everywhere. Finding a penny from 1985 isn't exciting, because there are billions of them still floating around. But what if the government only made a handful of them that year? Or what if something went wrong at the US Mint and a few strange-looking pennies slipped out? Suddenly you don't just have a coin. You have a rarity. You have something that collectors will fight over. It's all about supply and demand, the oldest story in the book. So, before you go spending that old silver dollar your grandma gave you on a gallon of gas, take a closer look. That coin might have a story to tell, and that story could be worth a fortune. People bring me coins all the time and their hopes are high. Sometimes I have to give them bad news, but other times, I get to see the look on their face when I tell them they've hit the jackpot. It never gets old. The thrill of the hunt is what it's all about, and the first step is learning what to look for. Let's dive in. The biggest myth in the coin world is that older is always better. People walk in and say, "Rick, this coin is over 100 years old. It must be worth a fortune." I hate to be the one to break it to them, but that's just not how it works. Think about the 1909 VDB penny. Over 100 years old, right? Most of them are worth a few bucks, but a small number of them, the 1909 SVDB pennies, were minted in San Francisco with the designer's initials. They made less than 500,000 of them. That S mint mark makes all the difference. It's not the age, it's the rarity. So, what makes a coin rare? Sometimes, it's simple numbers. The government might decide to mint only a small batch of a certain coin for a special occasion. Other times, history gets involved in a big way. A lot of old coins were melted down. When the price of gold or silver shot up, governments would recall coins and melt them to make new ones. Wars also had a huge impact. Coins were melted to pay for soldiers and supplies, meaning entire batches of currency just vanished from history. What's left becomes incredibly scarce and valuable to collectors who want to own a piece of that story. Take the 1933 St. Gaudens Double Eagle, for example. It's a $20 gold coin. The US government made almost 500,000 of them. But then, President Roosevelt took the country off the gold standard and ordered almost all of them to be melted down. Only a tiny handful of them escaped the furnace. The government says they were stolen. A few have surfaced over the years, and one sold for over $18 million. It's not just a coin, it's a piece of American history with a wild story of survival. That's what you're paying for. So, when you find an old coin, the first question shouldn't be, how old is it? The right question is, how many of these are left? Was it part of a small mintage? Was there a big historical event that caused most of them to be destroyed? Is there something unusual about it that sets it apart from all the others? That's where the real value is hiding. An old coin is just an old piece of metal, but a rare coin is a survivor. It's a treasure that made it through time against all odds, and that's a story worth paying for. You know how they say there's no such thing as a stupid question? In the coin world, there's no such thing as a bad mistake, as long as it was made at the US Mint. When you're producing millions of coins every day, things are bound to go wrong. A die cracks, a coin gets struck twice, the wrong metal is used. For the government, it's a headache. For a collector, it's like finding a golden ticket. These minting errors or error coins are some of the most sought after and valuable items in the business. They are accidentally unique, and that's what makes them so cool. One of the most famous examples is the 1955 double-die Lincoln cent. If you look at one of these pennies, the words, "In God We Trust and Liberty," along with the date, appear to be stamped twice, creating a blurry, overlapping effect. This happened because the die used to strike the coins was made improperly. The mint workers noticed the error partway through the production run, but not before thousands of these strange-looking pennies got mixed in with the regular ones and sent out into circulation. Today, one of those pennies can be worth over $1,000, all because of a little slip-up. You also have coins struck on the wrong planche, which is the blank piece of metal before it becomes a coin. Imagine a quarter that was accidentally struck on a blank intended for a penny. It would be the wrong size, the wrong color, and the wrong weight. These off-metal errors are incredibly rare because they are usually caught by inspectors before they ever leave the mint. The few that escape are true oddities. A state quarter struck on a dime planche is a major find. It's a one-in-a-million mistake that creates a one-of-a-kind collectible that people will pay big money for. The lesson here is to always look for something that seems a little bit off. Is one side of the coin upside down compared to the other? That's called a rotated die. Is part of the design missing? That could be a strike-through error, where a piece of debris came between the die and the coin. These aren't damaged coins, they are manufacturing defects. And in the world of collecting, a defect isn't a flaw, it's a feature. It's proof that you have something that was never supposed to exist, and that kind of rarity is what can turn a few cents into thousands of dollars. Some coins are valuable not just because they're rare, but because they are directly tied to a massive moment in history. When you hold one of these coins, you're not just holding a piece of metal, you're holding a tangible piece of the past. It's a connection to a specific time and place, a story you can touch. Collectors love this stuff. They want to own something that was there when history was being made. A coin that was spent by a soldier during the Civil War, or a coin minted by a king just before a revolution, has a story that no book can fully capture. Think about the coins from the short-lived Confederate States of America. They tried to make their own money during the Civil War, but they had very little silver and gold. They only managed to strike a handful of original coins before they lost the war. Because the Confederacy existed for such a brief time and produced so few coins, these items are incredibly rare. Owning a Confederate half-dollar is like owning a piece of the conflict itself. It represents the ambitions, struggles, and ultimate failure of the Confederacy. That historical weight makes it far more valuable than its silver content. Another great example is the flowing hair silver dollar from 1794. This was one of the very first dollar coins ever produced by the United States. It represents the birth of the American economy. These coins symbolize the nation's newfound independence and its ambition to be a major player on the world stage. George Washington was president when these were minted. Imagine who might have held one of these coins, maybe one of the founding fathers. Because so few were made and even fewer have survived in good condition, one sold for over $10 million. You're not just buying silver, you're buying the spirit of 1794. So when you're looking at a coin, ask yourself, what was happening in the world when this was made? Was there a war, a new country being born, a famous ruler on the throne? These historical connections add a layer of romance and importance that drives up demand. A coin is a witness to its time. It passed through the hands of people who lived through events we now read about in textbooks. For a serious collector, that's the ultimate prize. It's about owning the story, and sometimes, those stories are priceless. People come into my shop all the time, slap a big gold coin on the counter, and expect a huge payday. They think because it's gold, it must be worth a fortune. Now, don't get me wrong, gold is never worthless. It has a melt value, which is the price you'd get if you just melted it down into a lump of metal. And that price can be pretty good. But here's a secret from inside the business. The most valuable coins are almost never valuable just because of the gold or silver in them. The metal value is just the starting point, the absolute minimum it's worth. The real money is in what we call the numismatic value. That's a fancy word for what a collector is willing to pay for it, which is often way more than its melt value. A common gold coin, like a modern American gold eagle, will sell for a little bit over its melt price. But a rare gold coin, like the 1933 double eagle I mentioned earlier, is worth millions. It contains about 1 ounce of gold, which today is worth around $2,300. So why did it sell for over $18 million? Because of its rarity and its incredible story. The gold itself is just a tiny fraction of its total worth. Let's look at it another way. Take the 1804 draped bust dollar. It's known as the king of American coins. Only 15 of them are known to exist, even though they are dated 1804. Fun fact, none of them were actually minted in 1804. They were made decades later as special gifts for diplomats. The coin contains about 24 grams of silver, worth maybe $20 today. But because of its legendary rarity and fascinating backstory, these coins sell for millions of dollars whenever one comes up for auction. The silver content is basically irrelevant. You're paying for its status as a numismatic icon. So while precious metals provide a nice safety net, they don't make a coin a superstar. Rarity, history, and collector demand are what create the massive prices you hear about. It's a lesson in value versus price. The value of the metal is one thing, but the price a collector will pay is something else entirely. When you find a gold or silver coin, it's great. You've definitely found something of value. But the real question is whether you found a piece of history that a collector can't live without. That's when you know you've hit the big time. So, you think you have a rare coin with a great story. You're not done yet. 2 more things can make or break its value: condition and authenticity. Let's start with condition. A coin that looks like it just rolled out of the mint is always going to be worth more than one that's been rolling around in someone's pocket for 50 years. Collectors are picky. They want the best of the best. That's why professional grading is so important. Companies like PCGS and NGC will examine a coin under a microscope and assign it a grade from 1 to 70. A grade of 70 is absolutely perfect, and the higher the number, the higher the price. Here's a piece of advice that could save you thousands of dollars. Never, ever clean your coins. I see it all the time. Someone finds a dark, tarnished old silver dollar and thinks, I'll just polish it up to make it look nice. That's the worst thing you can do. Cleaning a coin leaves tiny scratches on its surface and strips away the natural toning, or patina, that develops over time. An expert can spot a cleaned coin from a mile away, and it instantly destroys its collector value. A toned, original coin is always worth more than a shiny, scratched one. Leave the dirt. It's part of the coin's history. Next, let's talk about the real deal. The world of rare coins is filled with fakes. For every $1 million coin, there are probably 100 counterfeits floating around. Some are cheap fakes from China that you can spot easily, but others are incredibly sophisticated forgeries made to fool even experienced dealers. That's why authenticity is everything. If a coin is found to be a fake, its value drops to zero. This is why having an expert look at your coin is so critical. We know what to look for: the right weight, the right metal composition, the tiny details in the design that forgers almost always get wrong. In the end, finding a valuable coin is less about luck and more about knowledge. It's about knowing that rarity beats age, that a mint error can be a blessing, and that a coin story matters. It's about understanding that condition is king, and that fakes are worthless. So the next time you get some change, take a second look. Ask the right questions. Is this date rare? Is there a mint mark? Does anything look strange or unusual about it? Is it connected to a historical event? Learn to think like a collector, and you might just find a treasure hiding in plain sight. And if you think you have something special, do yourself a favor. Call a guy who knows.